In case of margin, we learned that margin is the distance or gap between two consecutive cells. In case of padding, it is considered to be the distance left within the same cell. That means in case of padding, it is the gap or distance from the top position, from the right, from the bottom, and from the left. Now in case of padding, if we instruct our browser to do this, that means we are now practically providing a flat padding of 10 pixels from the top, from the right, from the bottom, and from the left position. Then what will be the scenario and what will be the output? This is what will happen. Now we can see it is practically leaving a padding from the top position, and it is on the other hand making all those changes. Those are intended to be done in this particular case. It is practically leaving a flat padding from all the four corners. Now the question is, if we just get back to our project and instead of this padding 10 pixels, if we provide here 100 pixels, get back to our project and reload. Now this is the anomaly. So what is happening over here? We have provided a width of 1000 pixels to our mother wrapper, but now it seems to us that it is practically now gaining its width. It is practically getting wider here, and instead of 1000 pixels, it is now gaining a total of 1100 pixels. Should it be 1100 pixels? No, it is not 1100 pixels. It is practically 1000 plus padding from the left end plus padding from the right end. That means 1100 plus 100 pixels from this extreme right position and 100 pixels from this extreme left position. A total of 1200 pixels container. So this is a problem in case if we need to provide a padding to a particular cell, then we need to deduct the width of the original container which is provided in its previous position. That means if we do not wish to increase the width of this mother container wrapper, then we needed to make changes over here. We needed to deduct this 200 pixels from this extreme right and from this extreme left position. So that is why if we have provided here 800 pixels, now reload, and now we can see that this is indeed a 1000 pixels wrapper, but this is not a suitable thing to do in every cases. Instead of deducing the width which has been calculated due to padding, that should be deducted from the original width of the container. Instead of doing that, if we just keep it as it was, reload, same condition as it was in the previous case. Now all we have to do, we have to provide here another particular property which is border box. So if we just get back to our project and reload, and now we can see that the original 1000 pixels container has retained its position, its width, the actual width that had been provided in the previous case, but the padding thing is remaining constant. So this is the property that will be making these changes. This box sizing border box, with the aid of it we can keep the containers at its constant position. We can keep it in the same way as it should have been previously, and with the aid of it we can provide a proper padding to a proper container. So box sizing border box is the main thing that we need to do in this particular case. If we want to keep our width constant for the container, then we need to provide this box sizing border box, and we can keep our padding on whatever be the situation. There won't be any problem with it. Padding actually follows the same rule as been discussed in case of a margin. That means it will be rotating in a clockwise direction. If we say here, instead of this flat, if we had to present it in this manner, then it is also accepted. There's absolutely no problem with anything. You can see that there's no problem, no significant changes being observed, and the recurrent value is the same as it has been discussed in our previous tutorial. If instead of this one, if we provide this particular value, see that the first two values, those are being repeated in the second four values. So in that case you can strictly omit this part. get back to your project and reload, and you can see that all of them are now working instead of that. So everything will be working okay and fine instead of the situation of this margin zero auto condition that we have provided over here. There's no such thing such as zero auto. If you want to make your contents vertically descend down, then there's alternative way to do it, but you cannot provide here anything such as this one. This value is not permitted in case of a padding element. So this is the thing you need to take care of. You cannot provide any padding zero auto condition. Instead, all you need to do, you need to calculate your values in such a manner such that your contents lie itself in the exact vertical middle position of your container.